Simplified Composing with Chance 2 2026. To begin, a simplification necessary for presenting the model. Let's imagine a rectangular cube-shaped space, with length, height, and width, for the venue where we want to perform music. Everything that takes place in this limited space should represent our performance process. The music is depicted as a wave that can even rotate. Assuming that chance only gives us 10 events during the entire performance, then there is correspondingly relatively little event energy in our piece/space cube. However, this random event is not automatically equivalent to a specific sound. It's possible that, even though chance only produces 10 events, something might be audible the entire time, or total silence might have to be created because chance has only ever given us a volume level of 0. We call this potential. This is also part of our imaginary space. When you place chance in a space-time continuum, you get a probability for every moment in time. The space of possibilities is created. In other words, in a space that represents a 60-minute concert performance, everything is possible for 60 minutes. So what do we have? A fixed space is already provided by the concert venue. A fixed time is also provided by the length of our composition. While we can't say what, how, or how much will happen, we do know the consequences. Therefore, we aren't entirely helpless in the face of chance. The real challenge isn't understanding it, but rather recognizing the possibilities. It's also important to understand that, in terms of timing, a decision has already been made, because before the random number generator activates the oscillator, it has already generated one or more control values. So, regardless of how fast the random number generator works, we always hear the past, and even experience it as a delayed sound wave. All of this feels like real time. Chance always presents us with a fait accompli. But overall, this naturally has a significant impact on the composition process. Before the concert, the results are merely our raw material for ideas. I can look at the rectangular cube and see, for example, that chance has only created 3 event blocks of 2 minutes each, and that hardly anything happens in the remaining time. I can immediately make a statement about the dynamics of my composition. All sonic elaborations, however, remain entirely up to me. To truly utilize randomness, one should completely separate the generation of events from the sound itself. Even though randomness dictates the duration, volume, or pitch of an event, nothing is actually calibrated. Whether I transfer this information to granular samples or use it with a sine wave generator, the result is 2 entirely different sonic events. I can always rethink my 3 random parameters, values for pitch, duration, and volume, anyway. Randomness can also control the reverb or distortion, or my LFO, or even create and modulate a real-time recording in the room. Ultimately, the result is always material that can inspire me. The realm of possibility, or perhaps the realm of impossibility. I now need to fully grasp the implications of this space. There is always, permanently, an infinite potential for events present, like noise. In my 60-minute cube. Theoretically, all possible sounds must be able to occur simultaneously for 60 minutes, with all possible durations and volumes. However, we only need this idea as an upper limit. The other limit, 60 minutes of total silence, is also possible, of course, if the performance space is soundproof and the audience is silent. Basically, everything described here can be applied to any conventional composition, except that we need an idea generator and pre-planner at the beginning. But this doesn't have to be technical, like a random number generator. We can use all observable events and reinterpret them. Light and shadow play, water wave dynamics, and always the noise, many things are suitable as a source. Finally, the question arises whether all of this will be covered by quantum computing. I don't think so, at its core, because the difference lies in the way things work. We use chance as the source of results and measurements and have definitive statements that we encounter. In the quantum world, however, it's about the space between ones and zeros. Of course, we always need something like a probability anyway, that is, an expectation that something meaningful or useful will happen. But I deliberately avoid the term happy accident because I don't always see chance as inherently positive. This purely positivist view is definitely not always good. In summary, the most important points. 1. Time sequences are transformed from randomness to probabilistic potentials. 2. A moment of chance is always already present, even before something becomes audible. 3. Chance is naturally present in nature as noise and is a fixed quantum phenomenon. 4. A compensatory approach does not always have to be connected with sound generation. 5. Chance, as a basic structure or starting point, is always productive and is used as a source of inspiration. 6. Chance without risk is inconceivable and cannot always be used as a productive solution.